It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome. We are here at the Brooklyn. Can I whisper or can I talk?
You can say whatever you want to say.
I can say whatever I want to say. Welcome to all our friends across the U.S.
You pay the electric bill with me.
OTT. Welcome. Listen, caring and sharing, you guys are doing a great job. I want to thank you all out there. I want to have a special shout out to Monica, who's watching from London, because she is on her way to Zurich, representing us.
Wow.
Did you know that?
That's just craziness. That is what you tell. Come on, is he joining us on the set?
Oh, yes.
Come on over, have a seat.
Dario, come
Dario,
over.
come on, have a seat. Our set is ever changing. Yes, shout out to Monica, going to Zurich. And we've got Spain now involved, I know.
Yes, we have one of our producers is actually going to school in Spain. And there's a clapping thing. And he asked to be involved, so we're going to have Spain involved. You got Zurich, that's Germany. You got UK, Spain, you got France, and you got Poland.
It's amazing.
You know, Poland's a great country, right? A friend of mine, his name was John
I'm afraid to know what you're going to say. Yeah.
So I bought him a skateboard, and it has square wheels. And I gave him this thing.
That's not nice.
No, I'm not saying that he's an idiot or anything. It was a gift. And they say this is for John.
Good, people are joining us.
And he put it on his mantle, and we laughed. He had a great sense of humor. What I'm telling you. Why are you looking at me now?
Square Wheels, welcome to Freddie's Brain on a wonderful Wednesday on the Brooklyn Cafe TV. Yes, the glow wand is out because today is a very special day at the Brooklyn Cafe show at our AMP2 TV studios. We've got longtime friends here. We've got new friends. Our phone lines are open, so if you're watching, you can either write into the show. You can find us all over social media, Roku, Amazon, Facebook, or give us a call at, what's our phone number? 888-994-4995. How do you like that look of
That is the number?
888-994-4995.
You know, next time she asks me a question, I put it on the so I can say, oh, I know the number.
888-994-4995. It's a wonderful Wednesday in our warehouse, in our theater. We have the Boca Raton chapter of Master Networks going on every Wednesday here at 11:30, so check it out. Your first visit is free. It's an incredible opportunity to network, meet new people, get involved in this launch of a new chapter. They are so full right now that they're actually going to start week one, I think, next week, of going forward of how to be the Master Networker. Right now it's kind of a meet and greet, but they're doing Master Networking events every Wednesday, so check it out. You can find it on our Facebook page and, of course, on the Master Network page.
And if you're lost, because some people told me they got lost, again, we don't have a sign out yet. We've only been here 9 weeks. Just follow my voice.
Because it's so very sexy.
So it's very sexy, baby. Follow my voice and you shall be here.
But I'm really excited because part of networking, right, we talk about, you and I have done this for a very long time, and people will call and say, oh, do you know? We do. Do you know? We do. We've done this for a long time, but one of our very long-time friends, Reba Larney, back from the day of harvest, Reba made the introduction through Sonny Prosser, who was in the Master Networking event, and Sonny called on behalf of Waking Kaya. So I'm so excited to have cast, crew, producer of Waking Kaya. It's a play being held at FAU next month, March 7th and 8th at FAU Auditorium. Tickets are on sale, but we're going to hear a little bit right from the horse's mouth. I'm so excited to have Sonia Artwell with us, and Linda and Dario.
Yes.
Welcome, everybody.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for having us. We appreciate being here.
Tell us about what is Waking Kaya.
Well, Waking Kaya is about the two sisters and their journey of survival in the aftermath of the civil war that occurred in Sierra Leone, West Africa. in the early 1990s into all the way into the 2000s. And it talks about how they survived in a Liberian refugee camp after the war, and their struggle. And we're telling this story not only through acting, but we've incorporated dancing and drumming and music and just amazing choreography. And so you'll be able to talk a little bit to Dario, one of our wonderful choreographers here. And
go ahead. How did it come to be? This is a huge undertaking. I mean, Linda is in from Nigeria, not
Yes,
just
I
for a
wanted to
quick
mention
trip,
her.
right? You're here for the play and everything. You just got in last week. How did the whole idea come to be, to even bring this forward?
Where do we start? Well, I met Linda about 6 years ago, and I saw her in a production. And she was so phenomenal. I don't even remember what happened in the play that she was in, but what I remembered was her impact on me as an audience member. And so I went out to her in the lobby and I said, Linda, one day you and I are gonna work together. And I told the story last night, and I always tell the story that when I say that I'm gonna do something, if I don't say, oh, I'm joking, it means I really mean that. And so fast forward 6-7 years later, here we are again, and we're working together on this
So hold
production.
on, you met her 6 years ago, and the production's going now. Were you communicating about putting this thing together? Because this is not an overnight thing.
No, it's not. So we met, was it 2018? Spring 2018, we met in New York City, and just to talk about the play and see, if she would be interested in starring in it. And she said yes. And so I moved on to producing a couple of other TV shows that it's not out yet. And then now, 2019 fall was when I started actually putting the show together.
So it's brand new. I mean, 2019 fall was just right around the corner backwards.
That's when we started auditioning, yes.
Now, I need to ask, why Florida? I mean, have you guys met in New York? You
Well-
look like a typical New Yorker.
I do.
You do?
She lives in Nigeria.
I know, but why not New York? Because I know you got roots in New York. I heard some rumblings of what you're doing up there. Some fantastic stuff.
Okay, so the playwright of this play is Siobhan Fitzpatrick. So I wanted to give a shout out to Siobhan. She's not here with us today, but she's a wonderful writer. And she wrote this play, maybe 15 years ago. And so she lives in North Florida. She lives in Vero Beach, Florida. And so she's here, and I wanted to bring the story here in South Florida. New York we already know, a lot of great plays, but for me it was really important to have Florida, know about this amazing story and just go back a little bit. I believe that what my goal for the rest of my life right now, because I plan on living in South Florida, is to change the landscape as it relates to arts in plays and theater, film, right here in South Florida. And so you're gonna see a lot of other things that's coming out that is like groundbreaking and just bringing amazing stories to life. So I'm just thrilled, to do this.
So this going to be home?
Oh, I've lived here for 30 years. Even though I'm 29, I'm 29, I'm 29, I'm 29.
She was a thought, for that extra year before she actually took residency here. Birth at 29 years ago.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we were asked would we bring the play to New York, and I said yes. If we got a great sponsor that would sponsor the production, we would take it to New York, right, Linda? Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Linda, why was this play so important for you to do?
Well, the story is, it's a very powerful story, and I'm African, I'm Nigerian, and it's all about the story, pretty much. I don't know how else to explain. When I was auditioning for it, it really touched me.
Give us a synopsis of what's going on. People who don't understand, and Jennifer's here. She goes, I'm going to the play. I think it's a great event to go to with your girlfriends, right? It's about uplifting women.
Yes.
Never to negate the men, but again, it's a story of bringing women forward and supporting each other, so much like La Fran does.
Yes.
Yes, it's set in a refugee camp in Liberia. Two sisters. It's called Waking Kaya. One of the sisters went through more than the other. So I play the sister who's telling her story. I talk about everything that happened to her, and it's a heavy subject matter, but another thing I like about the play is that it's almost like light, and hope and inspiration. It's almost looks stronger and brighter in a dark backdrop. So it's almost like when you're in the worst place and the worst things are happening, and then you see something beautiful at that time. That beautiful thing's more beautiful than it would be if everything's going great.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons why I love the story so much, is that they're in this place where they've lost everything. It's a refugee camp. They don't have the basic things that we have that are comforts we take for granted. But there's so much beauty and light and hope that it might help others. It helped me to be grateful for the things that I do have, and to see beauty more often and to see it everywhere.
And it's a multi-sensory approach. We're looking, right? You've got
Yes.
theater, you've got music, you've got
Yes.
dancing, you've got choreography. So many pieces.
Yes.
How did you get all of these pieces to work together?
Well,
A lot of, you're not just finding actors and actresses,
But
right? Now
that's-
you're finding
But that's what she
everything.
does.
No.
That's what she does. That's what separates her from everybody else.
you know, how do we bring this all together? I will first begin by saying teamwork. Teamwork. Because I could never do this alone by myself. It's a whole village. And so, like Dario over here, Dario is a phenomenal human being, first of all. And then a humble spirit, a gifted artist, dancer, choreographer, renowned. So he's not a little guy over there. He's very humble. But with him, also Jean Thier, who is out of West Africa, Ivory Coast, a phenomenal African choreographer and dancer as well. Then we have Shauna, who is Alvin Ailey trained, Horton, all those, but she's our rehearsal director. Then we have these musicians that are from West Africa as well, the Ivory Coast. We have our singer who's from Zimbabwe. I mean, all these people we're bringing together. We have Haitians, Jamaicans, North Americans. It's just phenomenal.
Have you worked with this entire crew before?
I've only worked with 3 of the 20 that are in this cast.
Now that's amazing.
Yes. But when I say teamwork, this man over here, Dario Jones, yes, everybody, Dario J. Moore. Not Kendrick Jones, Dario J. Moore. I'm sorry, Dario, because I mix them all up because there's so many of them. And Jean Thier and Shauna and Sonny Prosser have been a really big help in bringing this about.
Tell us what your role in this whole amazing event. It's not just a play; it's an event.
It really is. I'm privileged to be the voice of the moving body in this piece. So I get to bridge the gap when the voice and the vocals are not saying anything. I bring the language of movement and dance forward to say what the heart bleeds sometimes. My colleague here mentioned beauty and light and love. Those things sometimes are unable to be spoken, so I'm charged with the gift of being able to bring them to life with movement. So I have a very unique challenge in terms of bringing forward things that are actually sacred. So it's a holy gift for me, I think, to be a part of this journey and to speak a universal language of some of our experiences as human beings. And though I might not be a woman and who could experience it from that perspective, I certainly am a human being who is empathetic and compassionate and understands that pain is pain. And to be able to bring those voices forward is...
Now I gotta ask, because we're outnumbered here.
I think we have to get him closer to the mic also.
Yeah, let's move that mic, move it to the circle right in front of you. But I gotta ask, because what you do, very few people can do. Because you ever, like I told you the other day, I was watching that movie La Bamba, and they made him do 60 takes, and it sounded the same over and over again.
Right.
So you know what you want. She knows what she wants,
Yes.
right? Somewhere there has to be a bridge. And you're going to keep doing it until you get to where you want, whether it's relating to pain, the women's empowerment, the struggle, because you want it to be in music. You want the body to talk, what you can hear. And very few people can do that. A lot of people think they can dance. It don't mean that they can dance, right? So you got to bring out not only the dance, you got to bring out the essence of what it is. So I got to ask, because you've done productions from here to eternity, what drives you to do this day in and day out? What is it that you see in this cast of characters? What is it that drives you?
There is a universal connection that we all have. And with this diverse group of people coming from everywhere in the world, I'm learning that we're kindred, no matter what our backgrounds are, no matter what our financial and our social statuses are, we're very much alike. And so for me, that gives me hope I'm a native Floridian in a place that I love that sometimes does not share a universal experience. In fact, we have conflict in places where there should be more of a committed connection to being humans that understand one another. So for me, it's a drive that there's hope in a place that needs it. Like Florida needs this kind of a message that we need to walk alongside one another. We need to lift each other up in those places where we see injustices. So I think Florida can learn from this message, and I have hope for Florida because I love this place and I would love it to learn from these universal messages. So that's what drives me.
And what do you want Florida, people in general, to learn? What's the universal message? It's more than just women empowerment, clearly.
Beauty, love. This young lady just said it. Beauty and love is an important concept that I don't take for granted at all. That's how I was raised. Just love is what my grandmother says all the time. My Nana says, just love. That's her motto.
Where are you from in Florida?
Born in St. Petersburg.
Is it a little bit different over here, down here?
Florida is Florida. I mean,
it's hot here like it's hot up there.
It's hot everywhere. That's how we do it down here.
Last week we had, because we are talking Valentine's Day, it's just a couple days away, right? Someone brought us these delicious cookies.
Amy.
I'm thinking it came from Amy. Right? From Casa Duce for Valentine's Day. And we had Ken here, the happy printer, last week, and he has a group called Florida Love. So you can find him on social media, and it's called Florida Love, and it's just about this. Spreading love in Florida.
Yes.
Because that's what it is, right? It's hope, it's light, it's love. It's not this airy fairiness, but this is how we all support and grow each other. Yes. And you're bringing a different culture to Boca Raton.
Yes.
This play is something that is not the norm here and where we happen to be. Maybe it's, maybe New York, other big cities, not where we are. So I'm loving that you're bringing a whole nother culture and dance, right? People think you can only communicate through words. Not so. Right, your vision of movement does what?
It's a gift to be able to have someone say, this is my vision. When Sonia says, this is my vision and this is where I want to go, I problem solve my way through giving her exactly what she wants. So I feel good about that. When the boss lady says, this is what I want, I'm like, here you go. Boop. And I stick it on the desk.
The rehearsals must be amazing. I'm on the technical side of this, and I can see why this young lady you've picked. I mean, she's outstanding.
Yes.
She has character bleeding out of her.
Yes.
Right? And I can see this thing. This lady you belong on film. I mean, I've been doing this long enough because sometimes you have to put the dancers in their best position because they can't do this move, you put them in that move. I get it. But it's the technical stuff. I mean, that poster, even the poster screams, hey, come here, check this out. And this is the arts. This is a different way of communicating. I mean, we have fun doing this, don't get me wrong. We have a lot of fun and we put out some good stuff and everything else, but this is a whole different level. You guys are bringing to Florida something that I wish we could do more of that people can do it. Like we wanted to do the concert in the park. We brought a guy here from London, an opera singer, and the number 10 violinist in the world with a piano player, and they played in here. And we wanted to do a concert in the park. It was raining, so we couldn't do it. But I want to do that because sometimes in the smaller venues is where you can bring the biggest notoriety to the biggest crowds.
Yes.
So, but you were chosen. And I'm sure you had a whole lot of people to pick from to do these parts, yes?
In terms of the starring role, no. I had one person in mind.
That's it?
And that was Linda Obasi.
Really? Wow.
Absolutely, yes. Like I said, I told her 6 years ago that I wanted to work with her. But just to piggyback on something that he said in a question that you asked about what we're trying to do here in South Florida, especially in Boca Raton, and I mentioned that it was so important, and I said, yes, Boca Raton, we're bringing Africa to you, yes. And it's not just bringing Africa. We want, everything that I do is about uniting any project that I work on, it's about bringing people together. And so it's important, South Florida, that we come together as a community, artistically, in terms of business, entrepreneurs, women, men. You know, I do a lot of things that, like you said, for women empowerment. But we want all of the amazing men that support us. We need you. We need you. And so even though this is happening in March, which is Women's History Month, men, we need you. Get the guys, get your groups, your organizations, and come out and support all these powerful women that you love so much.
And I love that you're doing it at FAU, right? So you're bringing it to a college campus, which again is just so multicultural and so encompassing. You're not just taking it to a big theater or the Black Box Theater down the street. You had to have chosen FAU for a reason.
Yes, I did. I chose FAU because it's one of the most diverse campuses here in South Florida. Number one, I think the dean and quite a few of the staff and that I met, they're just wonderful individuals, and I just thought this would be the perfect place because you have Broward just down the street, then you have Palm Beach, North Palm Beach, you know, just down the street as well. So that was, to me, a central point to bring all these different communities together. And that's what we're hoping that will happen. That is the goal, is to bring all these communities together.
And we're going to give a couple tickets away. And I want to do that before we go to commercial break, right? So we give people some time to write in, to call in. What are we giving away?
So we're giving away 2 tickets. 1 and 2. So how do you want to do this?
You can either give us a call, 888-994-4995, or you can send us a message even. Does that work?
That's
Or
fine.
how do you want to give them away? They're your tickets.
They're
We have
right
one
here.
set.
I'm giving them to you,
All
Dawn,
right.
and you do what you want to do with them.
All right,
But
you
just
want-
before we go to break real quickly,
Yes.
I just want to give a shout out to all of the lovely people that have joined us. I see Jeantier, I see Liz, thank you so much for joining us, guys, here on the show. Thank you, thank you. We love the support. Share it with everyone. Remember, oh, sorry, I don't want to
Keep
take the
going.
show.
You're good.
Yeah, share it with everyone that is on your links and on your pages, IG, Instagram, and Twitter. Remember, www.wakingkaya.com is where you can go and get tickets. There's discounts through that link, powered by Eventbrite. But you can also go to eventbrite.com and search Waking Kaya. But one more thing that I know you all will love is that at all, and I say all, of the Dutch Pot Jamaican restaurant locations, there were sponsors for one of our events last night as well. And you can go there and get your food. While you're getting your food, pick up the Waking Kaya tickets. Again, shout out to Dutch Pot Jamaican Restaurants. They
Where
have
is
8
that?
locations.
Where are they?
They have 8 locations from Broward. They have one, Haverhill Road in West Palm Beach is one of their local stores in the Palm Beaches, and then the other 8 are spread out over
Dutch
Broward
Pot.
County.
All
Dutch
right, we
Pot
have to check
Jamaican
that out.
Restaurant. The food is amazing.
Maybe we should bring them on, and
Right
maybe
there.
when you come to do the segment, why don't we bring them on and give
Yes.
them some visibility?
So listen to that, Mrs. Bromwell and Antoinette and Sophia. Yes, they're 2 women that owns this empire.
Wow.
It is huge.
Food's
and
great.
yes, it is huge, and the food's great too because we were all eating it last night.
Yeah.
And so yes, we would love for you to come on the show and share a little bit about just the journey and the story of the Dutch Pot Jamaican restaurants, because
love
I'm
to hear that.
Jamaican.
Okay.
I was born in Jamaica. Yeah.
We would love to hear us, so give us a call, 888-994-4995, to win these 2 amazing general admission tickets to Waking Kaya on, does it matter which day they go?
No,
Either-
whichever day they want
All right,
to go.
either Saturday, March 7th at 7 o'clock or Sunday, March 8th, 2 p.m. or 7 p.m. And there's all tickets are on Eventbrite. You've got general admission, you've got the limited VIP, and then the full VIP ticket. So when we come back from commercial break, should we play the clip? We're going to play a clip to take us out to break. When we come back, we'll talk about the different ticket prices. The VIP package is absolutely spectacular. We get the pleasure and privilege of having you right here, but I know you're all going to want to take advantage of that too. Our number is 888-994-4995. Take a look at this film clip, and we will be right back.
All right, everybody, my name is Kayla, and I am so excited about Waking Kaya.
This production is a multicultural production. We have people from Jamaica, from South Africa, from Zimbabwe. So many cultures are being represented. And this story is so important to me to be a part of this because her story, Kaya's story, is a part of history, but it's also relevant to now. It's so inspirational. And I'm just so excited because I feel like this is a part of my destiny to share our history and also infusing drums, infusing African culture, infusing history, infusing works of art that bring us all together. So I invite you to come. I invite you to come and see it. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be amazing.
Sometimes you need to shake things up a bit, to be a little adventurous, to make your meals pop. Don Pablo Coffee Growers and Roasters has that special ingredient. That little bit of adventure in a bottle to take your dinner to the next level. So take a leap and try one of Don Pablo's fresh roasted specialty coffee meat rubs on your beef, chicken, or pork. You'll never go back to boring again. Go ahead, rub it on your meat.
Hi, my name is Leslie Carmen, and I'm the founder from Carmen Care Laser here in Boca Raton. We've done so many treatments. We've treated people with severe back pain, knee pain. If your pain has been there for so many years, often we just have a tendency to just believe that we're not going to get better.
I had a bad injury with my knee, my left knee, and it is amazing after just 3 treatments. And even after the first treatment, I could tell a huge difference.
We'd love to invite you to come see us and be a part of that. Thank you.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
You could pick up your bell.
Freddie has fan participation bells.
I got fan participation bell.
4 bells.
Maybe that'll be in the play now.
Now, they're musical, so they can enjoy.
I won't knock your ears out, I promise.
Oh my gosh, and we are back on a wonderful Wednesday at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. I'm so excited. I love our sponsors and a huge shout out.
You need a one? Would you like a one?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's
I do this all the
Freddie's
time.
wand. You passed it in front of me. It's all right. It's
It's
all
okay.
good.
It's all good.
But I love having new friends and new guests and the change of the dynamic and the culture. And we're here with the producer, the director, the choreographer, and one of the lead stars of Waking Kaya that is coming to FAU Auditorium March 7th and 8th. We have 2 tickets that we're giving away for general admission. But I have a feeling we
Somebody's
have a
already
caller,
called.
someone's already called in, so we want to make sure you can get your tickets. You can go to Eventbrite.
Eventbrite.com and wakingkaya.com.
And you can get your tickets there. Let's take the call.
You got the call? Let's cue it up. Caller, you're on the air.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, how
How
are
are
you
you?
doing?
Okay.
What is your name?
Jocelyn.
Hi,
Actually, no, Linda.
It's Lyndon's friend. Sorry to scare
Hey,
you.
Jocelyn.
Lost my
Josh.
ear.
You're good without Freddie.
That is so awesome.
You must be the world famous Jocelyn. How are you?
Yes. Okay.
Jocelyn, where do you live?
I live in Homestead.
So would you take the drive up for the play?
Yes, I was going to pick it up anyway.
Oh, there you go.
And then
Now you
posted
win.
on Facebook that she was going to be on live, and I logged it.
And there you have it.
This is so exciting.
She's the star of a play, but then her friend called in.
She's going to be at a stadium doing a play, and the friend calls in and she's excited.
Yeah.
Lay that
How long
out.
have you known Jocelyn?
Since 9 or 10,
Wow.
went
Yeah,
to
we
St.
were
Angela Catholic
In
School,
elementary school.
Where, in Homestead?
the Bronx, New York.
No, in New York.
You from the Bronx? Where are you from the Bronx? From where?
Yep.
South Bronx, Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
South
That's
by
where we went to
Yankee
school.
You too?
Yeah.
Really?
McCoon's Park. I played ball there.
Wow.
University Avenue.
Stadium. Wow.
The number 4 train.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I lived in Manhattan, so.
Where'd you go to elementary school, Freddie?
I went to PS 82 and I went to PS 109. I went to 82 in McComb's Edge.
Wow.
You went to 109?
Yeah.
I was in 109 for a few months.
There you have it. Wasn't that the best?
World.
Wasn't that the best school in the world?
I was there for a few months, but small world.
Oh, you missed it. Miss Goldstein was
Do
there.
you miss the Bronx?
Yes. Yes, sometimes.
I think the Bronx, they always say you can take, the girl out of Boca. We can't take Boca out of the girl. You certainly can't take the Bronx out of Freddie, is all I can tell you.
My goodness.
Congratulations. So we have her address so we can get her the
How do we get
tickets.
these tickets to Jocelyn? Are you going to be seeing her?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see. Yes.
So we get it at roll
She's going to
call.
be seeing her, but we could also
Take
have
her
it
for
at
the
will
roll
call
call.
for her.
All
I
right,
think that
Jocelyn,
would
we
be
will
better.
leave these at will call for
We'll
you.
leave it at roll call so you can pick it up, honey.
I can't believe she
Thank you for
Okay.
calling in.
Just make sure you bring your driver's license
You're
because
welcome.
they may ask you for ID. So make sure you bring it and you put your name on the back of it and yada yada yada.
These are beautiful tickets. Thank you so much.
Okay, no problem.
I wouldn't even.
you.
I would like the tickets.
And invite other friends and family members, Jocelyn.
We can actually,
I
I
sure
can't say
will.
we. Thanks, Jocelyn, so much.
Thank you.
We need them.
I can't say we can go. I am going. And actually, Jen and I are going to be going
What do you
together.
mean we can go? What are you, French? We can go. We can. So
we can all go. So I am going to be going.
So why no can go?
You're
Because I'm
more-
not a woman.
No, you should go.
Wow, what's the problem?
You should go, and it's actually on a weekend, so you're not doing other shows.
So
in
what's the
production.
problem?
No
Who
problem
said I wasn't
whatsoever. So Jen and I think I'm going to take my daughter with me. I think it'll be fantastic. So they said you have to be over 14. I said we're good with that. But
You
I
have to
love-
be over 14.
They say
Yeah,
it's a
yes,
little bit
14 and
sensitive,
up.
right?
Yeah, and just a couple parts of it, and I would say 14 and up. But a few parents actually reached out to me and asked, well, my son or my daughter is 13 years old, and they're more mature. They're mature 13-year-old. I said, well, as long as you, the parent, is there, then that's fine.
How exciting! So you've got 3 different levels of tickets.
Yes, we do.
Let's explain the difference. Quite honestly, I'm going for. I like the VIP look of it. Tell us the difference between the different tickets.
Okay, so we have the $35 tickets are general admission, and then the $65 tickets are a limited VIP where it's priority seating as well, and you get a gift bag and you get premium seating, right? And then the full VIP package is where you get all of that, but then you also get a VIP reception on opening night with food and wine and those types of things, and you get to meet with the stars of the show, the cast, and get pictures and things like that.
Amazing. Linda, do you have a favorite part of the show or a favorite scene, moment?
There's a part about American movies that's very interesting.
Yes.
She lives in a refugee camp in Liberia, but she talks about how she loves American movies. I think that's one of my favorite parts.
I think your life is so interesting, right? So, were you born in the Bronx?
No, Nigeria.
You're born in Nigeria. You lived in the Bronx. Your best friend is now in Homestead. You live in New York and now you're in Boca. I think you've had 5,000 jobs. This woman's lived in 5,000
And
places.
she lives in Nigeria now.
Tell me, how has this journey all come to be? This is such a unique journey for you.
Well, I don't know. Like, we moved a lot when I was little. To the point where sometimes if I woke up in the morning, sometimes I would forget that we moved the day before, and I would get scared when I saw the ceiling. I'd be like, who moved me in my sleep? So we moved a lot. But, and then it continues. I've just smelled a lot of smells, eaten a lot of foods. I heard a lot of different kinds of music and languages, and it's, I wouldn't change it. It's just been...
Part of who you are.
Yes.
Now, do you like being an actress? Do you like being in plays? Do you enjoy it? You
more
love
than
it?
like it.
Love it?
It's the only thing, and storytelling. It's the only thing.
Did you study acting in school?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my MFA. MFA from DePaul University in Chicago.
Wow.
And it was like a spiritual retreat and a boot camp rolled into one. The acting, and it changed my personality. People don't recognize me from before the acting school to after, because it just broke me open.
But you get to live your dream. Think what a gift. How many people go to school for production or TV or acting or singing or to be an artist, but yet life happens, you have to pay your bills, and you don't get to follow those dreams. What a gift it is that you can do that.
Yeah, well, I gave up the comforts that people who do things that are secure, and then they can pay their bills on time and have a family and have all the normal things. I gave up those comforts to do this. So it hasn't been easy. There's been a lot of sacrifice and a lot of struggle and pain, but I wouldn't do it any other way. It's worth it.
And how about you, Daria?
I just love the way you said those things. It helps me put perspective on how I feel about it. Like I've lived the life that she's spoken of. Same story, different cast, and so it's a trade-off, but it's so worth it. I think it's a fulfilling experience for me, and the investment is worth it. Like to have gone to school to, pursue a particular artistic endeavor, and to actually be able to make a living on it is very fulfilling, considering the odds in the arts industry when it comes to being able to be successful and to actually make a living in the arts.
Where did you go, and what did you go for?
I studied at Rollins College Theater and Dance, and then I went to American University to get my master's in dance education and arts administration. And so for me, I've been choreographing and dancing since I'm 17 years old, and I've never done any other job but the arts. So to be able to live a life like that, you gotta be committed to it, I think. And the way you said that is really succinct. I committed to it, and it's giving to me in return, and I'm grateful that it hasn't, the arts can be a tough field. And
Did you see the Grammys a couple weeks ago? The closing scene, right? So Debbie Allen, that was, I don't know if you saw
I didn't see it.
She's an inspiration.
Did you all see it?
No,
The final scene of what she brought together from Fame, right? They went to the original actors, but the dancing, the choreography, this multi-layered, spectacular production within the production makes me think of what you must envision when you do your choreography.
Absolutely. There is a big picture and a microscopic picture that I'm taking in all at the same time of a whole bunch of information. So yeah, those kind of events come together with a person who has, they've got a breadth of scope that they could take in at once, and yet the fine details. So I aspire to be like my older sister. I aspire to be like Miss Debbie Allen, because she's been in the game now where she's 69 or 8 or something up there, and so I'm not sure, is it that old? Either way, but she's still relevant.
Yes, she's phenomenal.
And phenomenal. So yeah, I aspire to continue in that same direction.
You see such another perspective. When we came here, 3 months? We've been here 3 months already. Our idea was just to bring the arts forward, the amazing artists in the film and the production, and Mia's from FAU, and some of our kids are still in school, some of them are out of school, but to bring artists forward. And here you come with a whole nother level of dance and acting and movement. And Freddie always says, singers and dancers, you have this gift, you're touched by God's finger to bring this forward. So what a gift. I'm so excited to come see this production. You all in?
I'm all in.
You're speechless, and that doesn't happen often. I'm sitting here like,
No, I'm a little off, because I remember the day when the movie Fort Apache in the Bronx came out. I used to live in not too far from Fort Apache in the Bronx. And I remember I was watching, I was a kid, and somebody stood up and says, "That's my house." And there was this thing about relating film to life, and some of the things that are missing right now in our culture. It's funny, because when our producers come, they make fun of me because I am old school. I remember when we didn't have phones that spoke to you. We used to pick up the phone to talk to it. The damn thing talks to us now. So life has changed. But in film and in plays, it's about life. It's about teaching a lesson. And we should always remember these lessons, right? And we talked about this even with the Holocaust and some of the other things that have happened in our cultures. You can't forget these things. You got to hold on to these things. And what better way of delivering a message than through the arts? I think it's amazing. And I get to work in here every day in a room where the artists constantly, I mean, a back room, they want to...
beautiful.
They want to put art everywhere. I love it. I mean, this is like a dream come true that we get to control some of the... Sometimes we say, yeah, let them do it. But I wanted to talk real quick a little bit about, we're going to be doing a segment here in the
That's
theater.
what we're looking forward to doing,
Yes.
is bringing a scene here to the theater.
I am dying. I want to put some cameras out there. Even if it's a rehearsal, I don't care if it's a rehearsal.
Yes, we did something similar last night. We had the wonderful opportunity with Art Serve under the leadership of Executive Director Craig Johnson, and they invited us to launch their hashtag Trending Tuesdays with Art Serve. Anyone who knows Art Serve, they're a 30-year-old arts organization that really supports the arts and bringing great works to the community. They're an incubator as well for artists, and we did that last night, didn't we? We really presented just excerpts. It was called Excerpts of Waking Kaya, just 10 minutes. And I won't tell you how it went. I will let them tell you what did the audience say. What did the audience say that you heard them saying, Linda?
They said things that I wasn't even like. It actually touched them. They actually they just said things that I hadn't seen myself in what we were doing.
A couple of them were crying.
Yes,
and
the audience was in.
Yes.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to be there. I knew it was going to be there because I could feel the passion in the room and some of the dialogues that we're having.
Yes.
I knew it was going to, evoke, some deep experiences in people. So I knew it was going to come. And then a little bit of production, some lights, some stage lighting, some mist in the air, some ambient music, and all of a sudden, people get whisked away because of the talent that's out there. So I knew it was going to happen. So when the people were talking, for me, it was an affirmation of everything I have been seeing in the rehearsals. The rehearsals are amazing.
Yes.
The rehearsals are amazing. They're full of love and energy. And so I knew last night was going to be the success it was going to be.
Yes.
I am so looking forward to
Yes,
that.
they really did love that. And so I want to say thank you again to Art Serve for allowing us the opportunity to share with the community.
Now, I'd love to introduce, and I don't know, do you know Mama Ali?
Yes, I do.
Was she there last night?
No, she wasn't there last night, but she's been at a couple of my signature events before.
So she's just a spectacular, longtime friend of our show.
Awesome.
To bring her in at the same event, share with her what you're doing with the play, and Mama's so supportive of everything.
Yeah, she's wonderful. Actually, what did you call her?
Mama Ali.
Oh, I thought I was only one Mama Ali. Everyone would call her, and I would always say Mama Ali. And so now
Maybe
you have
you
two
named her.
daughters, because that's what I call her
Maybe
all
you
the
named
time
her. Everyone
for the
calls her
past
Mama
few
Ali.
years.
Well, don't feel bad because she was going to marry me, and then she dumped me, and then she was going to
You're
marry
next,
him.
Slick.
And Slick, I think you're next, and she marries one of us every week.
But I know she does a lot with Art Serve.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, a few years ago, I had a wonderful opportunity to produce and host a show in collaboration with Air Artists in Residence honoring Mama Ali. And so we had great musicians creating music and artists, live paintings, and just really honoring her. And it was just lovely.
Amazing. And I want to ask you, we know how you knew Linda. How did you get in touch with Dario to bring him and his talent
So
forward?
how did I get in touch with Dario? So at FAU, like I said, they were very, very, I would say, stoked about us bringing this wonderful production. Again, like I said, they're a very diverse university. And they got Clarence Brooks, who is a phenomenal dancer and choreographer, but also a professor, Clarence, at FAU of dance. And he said, Sonia, I would love to do this, but I don't have the time. However, I can connect you with this really tall, strong man, but he's a humble giant, he said. So I reached out to him, and he said, yes.
What a gift.
He said, yes. And just like that, I'm going to say this, and I've said it to you in private, that we will continue to work for a very long time. I've adopted him as my brother. He's very deep spiritually, and I think that's what the performers, the dancers. Oh, let's talk about the dancers. Oh, let's talk about the musicians, the drummers.
The drummers in that piece.
Oh my God.
Did you see that piece?
I
How
saw it
amazing
last
the
night, yeah.
drummers,
Everybody
those
is
dancers?
so phenomenal. it's what it is. It's an experience. And so when you come to the play, you will have an experience. These are world-class, world-renowned musicians, and they travel, half of them work at Disney. So, Disney doesn't do any little thing. They are really phenomenal musicians. So, shout out to all of you.
And do you have sponsors that you want to thank other than the restaurant? Because this has to be a tremendous undertaking.
It is a tremendous undertaking. So I would love to thank my mother.
Like your Mom. My mother, Mom.
Mom always first.
Yes, and I would love to thank Outsource Resources, Inc. I would love to thank Primerica, Bob Schneider. And I would love to thank... Delu Africa, yes, Delu Africa. Thank you so much. You guys have been wonderful. And let's make sure I didn't forget anybody else. I think that was it.
And is this under the La Fran umbrella? Because
yes,
you do a lot.
Yes.
Not this. You have an entire production
yes.
company networking that you do with La Fran.
Yes. So this is a La Fran Entertainment production. And so I have the privilege of directing it and producing it. So yes, it is under the umbrella of La Fran Entertainment.
And what else does La Fran work with?
Well, the reason, to be honest with you, why La Fran was created, I just believe that, okay, I'm a follower. I'm a leader, not a follower, but I can learn. I'm a very good team player. However, I didn't want to wait for or ask permission for anyone to put me in their plays and in their shows and their movies and tell me what I should do and how I should do it. I didn't want to wait for that. I wanted, and what the Spirit told me to do is to create a platform to showcase all of the great stories that God has put inside of me to share with the world, but also to give other artists an opportunity, a platform to showcase their gifts and talents to the world, because we're not supposed to hide our talents under a bushel, right? We're supposed to share it with the world. And so I just wanted to do that, and I'm honored to be able to do that now, and loving it. So that's why we were created. So how do we do that? It's basically three ways: to extract stories and share them via film, television, theater, and special events. Like I have a couple of signature events that we do. One is called Beam. It's a business, entertainment, and arts mixer where we bring, because again, I'm an entrepreneur, so I bring the business community, I bring the filmmakers, I bring the theater, the actors, the dancers, the performers, and we have a huge event. And anything that I do like that is over the top. I'm really serious.
How often do you do those?
That one we do once a year because it's just so much of an undertaking. But the more we have on board in terms of the team, then we can do it more often. So I always say mediocrity is not in my DNA. No, really, I don't know how to half-step anything. So if you ask me to do something, I'm going to commit to it 100% and give you all of me. I don't know how to, have...
No shortcuts.
Yeah.
No, because at the end, we talk to our producers about this all the time. The production has to be the production, and then the next one has to be that much better. You have to continue to produce and share your vision. But I love it so much about sharing people's hopes and dreams and giving them the platform to share what it is. It's not about you. It's about bringing everything else forward, right? Everybody else forward, to elevating everyone. And I'm just in awe of the gifts that the music and the dancing. I can see the passion in Dario's eyes.
Yes.
Like this vision, I can just see these dancers, and the film piece you put together. Spectacular. And your story, Linda, is amazing. I mean, her whole journey. Want to go with me?
I want to go. I definitely want to go. I'm getting texts already. It looks like I'm going to be buying multiple tickets. I want to ask, and you asked which is the part that she loved the most.
Right.
Did you ask the gentleman which is the part you like the most of the play? Because for you, this is a tough question.
I do have the answer. It's the honor of being able to work with and for women on a topic that is about, issues that are important to them. I'm like an honorary member of this team, and to be charged with carrying, important information. I'm honored to be able to do that part, to be able to be a part of the team of women. I'm not even sure if I'm saying this the way I want to express it fully, but it's that part. Being able to do the work with you all and to be trusted with the importance of it, the significance of it all. Being trusted with the work is the most important part.
Very nice. And as a director, because I know that you want what you want, how you want it, you're going to get there sooner or later. Did you have a favorite part in this play?
All of it is so great to me, but the favorite part in the play or the experience, because it's two.
In the play, because the experience is a different journey.
The skit, right? But the journey is
I'm talking
phenomenal.
about the play.
But in terms of the script, for me, was when Kaya, the healing part, because everything can be broken down into the pain and the loss and the hurt, and then you have the process of the healing, and then at the end you have the hope. And so it's the healing part of it for me, when she couldn't speak at all because she was so traumatized by everything that happened to her, before the camp, during the Civil War. And she now started to, it's like she wanted to be healed. And so when the script stopped where it says she started crying, that was the first time she showed an emotion. And what I saw was that even though the script stopped here, I saw her wanting to speak. I saw her wanting to say, I don't want to be this way. I want to be healed. I want to be better. I want to be myself again. I'm sorry, but that really touched me. And I wanted to give her a voice. Being a baby, I'm sorry. But I wanted to give her a voice. And that voice came, through the dance. This choreographer saying, yes, I accept this. And now let's give Kaya a voice through the bodies of Kayla, David, and through the bodies of Mary and Benjamin, and through the voice of one of our amazing singers, Kathy McCarthy, and them, the voice and the bodies come together as one to give Kaya her voice back, to say, I want to be free. I want to be fixed. So with the Alvin Ailey song, Fix Me, Jesus, the Alvin Ailey Foundation, thank you so much for giving us the right, the permission, and to use that piece. We thank you so much, Alvin Ailey Foundation, and then for Dario to then choreograph that is something that touched me. And every time I think about it, how many people don't have a voice? And so we thank God that through the arts, we can give voice to issues of social injustice. We all have pain in our lives. We all do. So then how can we use our pain as a vehicle? And as women, being inherent caregivers, right? We tend to have a way of taking our pain and using it as a vehicle to help others, to deliver others. And so you will see that in the play, where the women come together, the bond of sisterhood, to help bring, even though they all have been injured and they all have been hurt and they're in pain, they come together and lift Kaya up to bring her to deliverance. So that power of sisterhood is, wow. I can't find the words, and I'm not trying to be a baby, but this play means a lot to me. To share the story. Thank you, Siobhan Fitzpatrick, for giving me the opportunity to bring your story to life. Thank you.
More than just a play, right?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Listen,
This is the message.
but this is the message, right? I mean, the passion of what the director's putting forth on this thing. Can you just imagine what that play is going to be like? You talk about it being a smash hit. Honey, you can cry. You do whatever you got to do.
But your message
I'm
is
sorry.
so
Because
powerful.
everybody's going to
Don't
feel
ever-
that.
sorry.
Don't ever say sorry. Don't ever. This is what it's all about.
And this is why we are. You talk about privileged and honored. What an honor and privilege it is for us that you've granted us this gift of you sharing
Absolutely.
everything, right?
Thank you for having us.
So
Thank you.
It is Waking Kaya. Tickets are now available on Eventbrite or wakingkaya.com. Different tickets, general admission, VIP, advanced VIP. It is March 7th and March 8th at FAU Auditorium right here in Boca Raton. More to come. I can't wait to do the excerpts of Waking Kaya. It's going to be
I'm
here
looking
in our
forward to this
theater.
thing. I want to see her doing her directing and the dancing. I'm just going to stand next to him because he's going to be wailing. This is amazing. This is what it's all about. This is 5 years in the making, waiting for them to show up.
And I got to tell you, and if Anne were here, because last week she said if she could put in a word what this theater means, what this means, and it's about finding your voice. If she had heard you say this a week
You're
later,
right home.
it's
That's right.
exactly
You know who used to be here? Who used to be here?
Ariana Grande. And Kendra Erica, they started right here in the
They
theater. But
started singing
everything
here.
we do, and Patty, our producers, for me and for Freddie, it's always about giving everyone a vehicle to find their voice. In Fem City, talk about a place to share your tickets for women empowerment.
She was just at our January event.
There you go. And who
Thank you for
knew?
having us, Patty.
So, Reba, thank you again for introducing us to Sunny. Thank you so much for joining us. More to come. Check out Eventbrite or wakingkaya.com. It was an honor and a privilege. I can't wait to get my ticket. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Fem City in the house, actually speaking with Anne and an amazing, beautiful artist joining us. Stay tuned, and we will be right back. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Are you here to be good? Or are you here to be great, outstanding? Hi, my name is Anne Shoshana Dector, and I am an author, motivational speaker, and leadership educator. I share with individuals and businesses the proven tools necessary so that you can make friends with challenges and use them as opportunities to grow from good to better, so you can have it all. Unified, supportive, and creative corporate communities, financial abundance, and a clear mission-driven purpose. Contact me at goodtobetter2020@gmail.com. Grow from good to better in 2020. Work with me individually or ask me to speak at your next event. goodtobetter2020@gmail.com.
What we're really excited about with this new part of the reef is to see what happens with the animals moving from one side to the other and what the growth will be from 10 years worth of mature corals and sponges and things, and what the movement will be onto the new reef.
Dr. Lee of Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic with the PhD in neuroscience. Her practice in acupuncture helps hormone balancing, total relaxation, diabetes, and inflammation. For additional questions or to schedule a free consultation, call Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic at 617-817-1910. Acupuncture and Chinese herbs are very effective in treating many ailments and diseases and have been used for thousands of years in China. Call today for your free consultation at 617-817-1910.
Does your business Moby Pop? A new way to grow your business. Using a simple keyword, drive customers right to you with just a click. Customers will receive your personalized digital business card within seconds with all your contact information in one place, including a gallery of photos, videos, and clear call to action that drives sales. Promote your products and services or share a hot new listing with custom event pages and RSVP form, boosting qualified leads. Special offers and promotions are directly sent to your potential customers' phones with text campaigns, increasing foot traffic and creating a loyal following. Let MobiPop drive your marketing campaign. Focus on your business. Let MobiPop focus on growing it.
Hey everyone, this is Jeff, your branding specialist with Promo Stuff For You. So we're entering the new year. By now everybody has gotten their corporate gift, so this time of year generally is quiet with the exception of marketing departments trying to figure out what they're going to do for 2020. So it's really important that a company figures out and does proper planning throughout the year as to what type of marketing they want to do. At Promo Stuff For You, I love being able to sit down with a client and figuring exactly what they want to do, when they want to do it, and time it with the various events that they might have coming up.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Looking for my dogs.
We need more.
Anne's week. I'm sorry?
She wants to have the card. Can you just give her your card?
Yes, give her Dawn's cards.
Okay.
And there you have it.
Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah, you do it again.
I did it again, didn't I?
You did it again.
I did it again. But I can tell you, they're going to come, they're going to do Playhouse, they're going to join the network, and they're going to do all sorts of stuff in here.
What an amazing, amazing last hour we had. We had the producer, director, one of the actresses, as well as the choreographer of Waking Kaya, which is coming to FAU March 7th and 8th. It is Saturday night and Sunday matinee and Sunday night. But wow, it's about two sisters in Sierra Leone and what it was like being in this refugee camp. And it is a story of uplifting women, a story of hope and dreams, and I've got the chills. I call them angel bumps, but oh my gosh, you could just see the passion, and you just have to rewind, is all I can tell you. Rewatch that first hour we had, and Dario, the choreographer, you can see in his vision in his eyes how this is going to come to be. And Linda's in from Nigeria, the actress, and she's here for the next month to practice and rehearsals, and we're going to be doing excerpts right here in our theater. And so much is about women empowerment. And I wish you had been here 5 minutes earlier because we were talking about you. And it's about giving this girl, Kayla, her voice. after everything she goes through and the struggles and the pain that women and they all went through in these refugee camps, all of this pain that we all hold, and how we take this pain and we use it to give others a voice. And at the end of the play, how you can see she's ready to share her voice. And I said, I wish Anne had been here, because that's everything you say about this studio, and so much is about giving people their voice.
Well, you know, it's really funny because, well, first of all, I want to welcome my friend Lauren. Hi, Lauren. And Patty, hi. So I went to the film festival, the Florida Film Festival on Saturday night, and there was a film about a woman who had been, I mean, imagine in today's day and age, we were just talking about being, what type of feminist, Lauren?
Oh, like feminist of the past.
Yeah, but what did you call it?
What did I call it?
I called it militant.
You called it militant. And what did you call it?
Modern. I mean, there's a difference in the modern and the...
Militant?
I'm a militant.
Yes. Militant?
Who was militant
That's
in
like
the past?
a gang member.
No, not in the past. Militant now versus...
Oh.
Feminist.
No, but Lauren's like a gentle feminist. I think that was the impression she was giving.
Old world, I said.
Old world.
There's
old
something
world
called a gentle feminist.
No, we just make stuff up as we go along. It's just a new title, and now I'm going to use it.
So here I was in this, the reason I'm saying this is because here I am in this movie, and I couldn't believe in today's day and age that we still have movies about women who are so upset because they can't get married, they've had a broken engagement, so she ends up going into a home where she is going to be remade into the version of what a man wants, kind of like the Stepford Wives. So she's made into this version, and she's still not 100% perfect. What was wrong with her? So the last scene is a picture of her being injected with a needle, anesthesia, going under surgery to remove her voice.
Wow.
To remove her voice?
To remove her voice.
From her larynx?
Well, you get
or
the...
psychological?
But you see, psychologically, you know that this was the piece.
What movie was
What movie is this?
I walked out of there.
That's why. Don't go see Ugh. Ugh is a bad movie.
Yeah. How do you spell that?
That wasn't the name of the movie.
Ugh.
Not the title?
I don't remember the name of the title. I just remember feeling like
I don't think I'd go see that.
Yeah.
What made you go see this
That's kind
movie?
of like the reverse of The Little Mermaid, and I always bring everything back to Disney movies.
Okay.
And as a child,
Reverse of The Little
you
Mermaid.
don't realize what it is, but this is what she does. She gives up her voice
Right.
to Ursula to have her land legs to meet her prince. And she literally takes her voice. And all these years I watched it with my kids, but you don't really look at the underlying message to what it was. And it reminds me of this, that this is what she gave up. Ursula took her voice in lieu of her legs.
Okay, look,
I
Freddie's
say
looking at us sitting here
speechless.
Good analogy, no.
But Freddie, this is what
really
women,
true.
this is how women see these messages. This is what's
This is so
the
sad.
crock
It
of
is so
stuff
sad. I'm
that's
gonna
still
cry.
It's a crock. I'm gonna tell you, it's a big crock.
It's a big crock.
It is a big crock. This is ridiculous. My sister was sitting here. She'll be, give me the name of the movie. She's gonna go move the movie. She's gonna go burn the movie
Your
house.
sister is tough as you.
Mine? Only when she gets upset. She's very nice and she's whatever, but you get on her bad side. We went
don't wanna get on Mimi's bad
we went to
side?
move my brother out of his ex-wife's house, and she says, "Everybody be cool, no fighting." We go up there. She's there 2 minutes. I had to call the police to get out of there.
Oh, you told me about that.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Tell me got a little messy.
But I don't understand why women in today's day, when I see everything that's going on, that perception, it's no longer even allowed to be had. You can't even think that way anymore.
We got to make a huge. We're still fighting this paradigm shift. We're still. It's still out there.
I know, but if you think about, I'm a huge Disney fan. I actually spent a summer working at Disney, so I'm a big Disney fan. If you think about coming out of that movie with your daughter and you say, how could it have gone in reverse where she would have said, keep your voice? So I think that there's a lot of where too much of the Monday morning quarterback going, wow, what I really should have done, versus, because I was bringing up the feminism because I teach in a high school and I have some students who are saying that they're very feminist, and then we talk about what does that mean to be very feminist. And I think the real issue is giving strength to your daughter, giving strength to these girls so that the story doesn't come out where you lose your voice, but the story comes out where you've gained your voice.
Well, what about teaching your son to be respectful of the game? What
Okay,
about
so
that
I have
stuff?
3 sons and 1 daughter.
Okay.
Kind of like you, Patty, except for you have an extra daughter, right?
Yeah,
The 3
and a
sons,
daughter-in-law
yes.
now, and a daughter-in-law now, right? But so I have very sensitive types of boys. I think that it's a very tough world for boys because my son's now, the one just got married, one's not married. He'll say if he's out socializing, he literally says to a girl, "Is it okay if I talk to you?" Like, we didn't live in a world where you had to ask if you could talk. And I also grew up one of 3 sisters and a brother where if I didn't want to talk to you, I'd like, dude, I'm not talking to you. But that, I think it has to come a lot from both sides. I think the signals can be mixed or not, but I think we have to empower our girls to have that voice.
And it comes from us because my husband's reaction when we walked out of this movie, I was like incensed. I go, did you see what that was all about? Did you see that? Huh? I go, didn't you see that? I go, what was your interpretation of the end of the movie? Well, I don't know.
He probably fell asleep halfway
It was
through
like a nap for him, right?
It's like,
I would have.
I think we're just more sensitive
would
to
not
those
have.
messages. Am I wrong?
Oh, we're
when
definitely more sensitive.
When men see, my husband
Men are
didn't
very
get that
sensitive.
message.
Remember, men are very sensitive. The problem is that you're always sensitive, and he's like, man, I must have really missed something here.
And it's how we
Yeah, piece
deliver
of
it.
cake.
If you sit and watch a movie with Linda,
Yeah.
and you feel this strong, powerful message, and you say, but don't you want, it's almost like shoulder shaking, don't you see this message? And she says, no, I saw it another way.
What are you talking about? I saw La Bamba on Sunday. I was crying like a baby. I lost my brother,
But
and
that's because that message resonated
That's
with
with
you.
me.
What resonates with you is where you see that message.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
For some reason, and not for some reason, I know you, right? So I know why this would resonate with you, and why The Little Mermaid and finding your voice and keeping that up resonates. And I think you're absolutely right, Lauren. It's how do we walk this walk? And I said this to our friend last night. What does your daughter think? How we walk this walk for our children, because we can say what we say,
right?
But if we don't walk the walk, actions speak louder than words. And it's not do as I say, it's do as I do. Do as you do,
right?
But we have to walk that we so profess to talk.
Well, that's why I brought Lauren on the show today, because she walks her walk.
I love your necklaces, by the way.
I love your hat.
Thank you. Well, I wear a hat because I don't have Anne's gorgeous hair. So
I wear a hat because I ain't got no
you don't
hair.
got no hair. So I said to Anne, am I going to be seen? She's like, yeah, you are.
She's
And I
like,
was
I wear the
like,
hat.
oh my God. She goes, just wear one of the cowboy hats. Because I always wear cowboy hats. And I was like, well, that worked for me.
You're
because
embarrassing
I don't have
me.
Miss Perfect hair.
It's perfect hair. I
Miss
know.
Perfect
She
all
does
the
have
time.
beautiful
And she
hair.
All the
always
time.
and she's always going like this. You ever notice Anne's pose?
All the time, perfect hair. But you know, I was also thinking when you were saying that the label is so complicated now because one of my feminist students was, she brings up, she's like, I feel like you don't like me now because I keep telling you I'm a feminist. And then yesterday we're working on a project and she comes over and she's like, Mrs. Stein, I'm really struggling with this. And I was like, oh my God, you don't sound like a feminist to me now. I said, why don't you come back to me?
What do you
with
teach?
I teach art. I'm a multimedia artist. I'm a Judaic metalsmith. I made all my jewelry.
She's amazing.
And I have 7 degrees in architecture. I'm 7 years of 2 degrees in architecture. So I'm a multimedia everything.
Where do you teach?
I teach at Katz Yeshiva High School now, working with kids, building portfolios to getting into design schools. So I thought it was so funny, the feminist lost her voice. So I gave her voice. I said, go over there, get a drink, come back, and ask me for help in a way that's going to empower you to get my help.
Yeah.
Also, she picked a project that I said was probably not going to be successful with this, but it was really funny, not such a feminist. And she came back, she's like, you're right. But I do that a lot with my students. Go back, come back and say it again. Go back, come back. I don't punish, I don't cut the grades for that. I feel it's if you don't teach the voice, then how are they going to learn to use it?
How long you been teaching?
Oh my gosh, 15 years.
Has things changed from the day to today?
In
terms of the kids you're teaching?
In terms of what? Having a voice versus not having a voice?
Well, in terms of this perception, this whole concept. Yeah.
So I see it more in the last couple of years with all the labeling and the name calling and things like that. You know what I really find fascinating, because my daughter's studying art at the University of Michigan? Google. I mean, when I had to look something up, I had to go to a library. Well, I have ADD.
Encyclopedia.
I didn't have medication.
Open a
Nobody
book.
was texting me. I'm going into this quiet
Remember the
space.
Dewey Decimal System? We pull out the drawer, we go to the
Dewey
cards.
Decimal System. I'm like, whatever. Now, if you get an assignment, I'm like, Google it. So my daughter's working on an assignment. I'm like, well, did you Google it? And she was like, yeah, I Googled some things. I say to my students all the time, they're like, Mrs. Stein, I really want to find a silhouette photograph of Kobe Bryant. We're doing these amazing cardboard cuts and I want whatever and I don't know where to get it. I'm like, are you kidding? And I go like this, where can I get it? And there's computers behind, a printer. I go like this, why don't you make a copy over there? They go, what do you mean make a copy? I go, a copy. They understand the word scan and print, but not copy. And it's
Have you
the
always
same thing.
taught at yeshiva?
I've taught at an all-girls school called Roar Base. I'm not a teacher. I wasn't going to be a teacher. But the school said if I don't teach, they're going to lose religious kids.
She has her master's from MIT.
Master's in she's got a few degrees.
I have a few degrees.
She's an underachiever.
But
I'm definitely an underachiever.
But she was just telling me in the car, which I love, that the reason she's teaching is because it affords her to make an impact. And there's no greater feeling than that.
Yeah, especially for students, teenagers. So they called me and said, if you don't teach, we're going to lose their religious schools. We're going to lose these kids because they're gifted and we have no program. So I started with 3 kids. I ended up, we have over 70 something, and not just art students, but now we're in the, you know what a STEAM room is, makerspace, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. I'm doing a joint project with the engineering kids using 3D printers, scanners, laser cutters, and starting to incorporate that because there's no art school where you just go in and paint a Picasso, and nobody wants that. I mean, they would love a Picasso. I mean, I'd like a Picasso, but nobody's doing that. It's really technology based.
Do you find, and I'm going to go back to feminism, and Anne's going to yell at me.
Yeah.
Not you, she's going to yell at me. Is feminism different teaching in a yeshiva, an all-girls school, versus maybe a general public school?
So it's very not what you would expect. These girls have voices.
Yeah.
These boys have voices. I mean, first of all, I have mostly girls because of art. But the funny thing is the few boys I get are incredibly talented because the ones that aren't go into engineering. I don't see that like I did 15 years ago. I thought that the boys had a stronger voice. I find the boys are sort of losing their voice a little bit now, and I think it's the same thing. Not going to label it, but come back to me and say that in a way that empowers you to get what you need or the help that you need instead of whining.
Why, they're whining?
You know, kids
Well,
are
what
always
is it
whining.
that the girls are looking for and the guys are looking for? And here's a perfect example.
I didn't get that.
I'm
Could you
sorry.
try again?
Sorry, Siri.
Oh.
Siri didn't quite get what I was saying.
I didn't quite get what you were saying either.
Neither did
Yeah,
Siri.
I'm Siri.
What are they looking for?
Who?
The girls. What is being in high school? My kids are older. What are these kids trying to strive in the creative arts? We just did an amazing art segment, theater and music and arts, the creative space. Are they looking for something different now, or are they trying to find their voice in a different way through the arts?
Now than when it was years ago, you mean? Oh, for sure. Years ago, I couldn't tell a parent that your son especially is so talented, we should pursue something in art. You get that phone call like, is he going to be in the street selling paintings and, begging for money? Art is not art. Art is design, and there isn't a company in this world that doesn't have a designer. Google, Facebook, Boeing, you name it, they all have industrial designers, packaging designers. Like, you go into an Apple store and the first appeal is the magnetic box. Well, where'd that come from? That's an industrial designer. I have no parents anymore that come to me and say, why are you talking to my kid about this? Even top math, science, but artistic kids are looking to get joint degrees. I have one student who's looking at a joint degree in engineering and art. It's a plus, not a minus anymore.
It's bringing the arts forward. And
Yes.
you as an architect, my brother's an architect, and he wanted to be an artist. And I remember growing up and my parents said, he went to Italy, he studied Italy for a semester, he loved it. And my dad, the doctor, right? So, well, how are you going to support a family being an artist? So what do? You
go to
become an architect, right? So he became an architect. He's an architect in Orlando. And you're looking at me funny.
Artist to architect. That's interesting.
Well,
you get a minute. It's
same
an
story.
interesting deal.
Even I only say
Same
that because
story.
Lauren is the same artist,
Same.
architect.
Now, was your
right?
brother doing art his whole life growing up? I was. My father, also a physician, never would have said anything. He was, and my mother kind of was like, art. You can't go to college and draw pictures. So you got to do math, physics, and science. if I could do it again, I would have been an industrial designer. So my daughter's looking in industrial designing and packaging design, but it's looked upon differently. When I was in Italy, you walk through the streets and they say, che cosa fa? What do you do? You're artista. You're an architect. They go, wow. Here they're like, oh, I wanted to be one, but my parents said there really wasn't money in it. Very different. I know a lot of people.
And that was my brother's story, became an architect. He's in Orlando. So I changed the narrative in my head when my daughter said, I want to be an artist. I want to go to art school. The only caveat we had was go to a large school in case you change your mind. So she was an art major at University of Florida and a communications, she had a dual major.
Right.
So she was able to do that.
Right.
But now she teaches art.
Oh, where is she teaching?
She's in elementary school in Hallandale.
Right. So that's awesome. So my daughter also, we looked at art schools.
Sorry, welcome to the conversation, Freddie.
Are we boring you?
Sorry.
No, I'm learning.
So we looked
She
at art
knows I
schools,
learned.
and Lena got into almost every school she applied to, and we were really torn. Parsons, and then we went to see Michigan. We went for the university. First of all, Michigan has a phenomenal program integrating art and technology. Second of all, it has a core curriculum. She does have to write. She does take science courses. She has the ability to do a joint degree. So that's tough. And I met with parents this week at conferences, and they said, where do you think my child will fare best? Well, if you have a totally non-academic child but very artistic, we're looking at art school. If you have a very academic, we look at more of a dual curriculum, where you can, be the best you can be.
Right. And my daughter, where she is
I
now.
think she's
so.
fabulous.
But the thing I think that I see shining through with all the work that Lauren does, I've worked with her on certain committees, and we're gonna have you again at Sisterhood, right?
Yeah, I'm doing a jewelry making workshop.
Jewelry making workshop. So one of the things is that Lauren's love and passion for what she does, it's just authentically shines through, and
I can see that.
And that's the differentiator between people who go to learn a profession and people who live their profession. It's part of everything that they do.
You can see just how she sits, right? She owns her space. You're comfortable in your skin. You're just...
One of the most important things in the business world, artistic messaging in commercials and clothing, and it's the thing.
Yes.
So if you're going to hire anybody who's going to do a commercial or branding deal in the business world, you want an artist. I've always said that. I mean, it's why we're surrounded in this theater by artists, because this is really where it's at. I mean, this is pencil.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And if you go over there, that's pencil. That guy does that stuff with pencil, not paint.
I wish I could show you some of my students' work. You'd be shocked what they can do with
Well, we saw one of your pieces Ann posted, the Katuba she told me, the Brooklyn Bridge.
That's my son's Katuba and my daughter-in-law's. That really probably one of the best pieces I've ever done. It combines my love of architecture, my love of art, my love of Judaism, it has a Jewish quote, my love for Israel, my love for Manhattan, and my love for my children. That piece, I didn't really want to give it to them after they got married. It was hard to give up.
And that's all done with paper and with
paper
cut.
Paper cut, mostly by hand, not lasers.
Yeah, everything by hand.
Freddie, a Katuba is a marriage contract, but that was...
It's actually a divorce contract, so it's a little weird, because everyone, a lot of people are like, I don't really want that hanging, and then they see my
It's
Katubas.
a divorce or a marriage?
It's more of what happened.
It's confusion.
You do this. You're better at this.
I'm
artsy. You're
I love
smarter.
it because what it's all about. That's not good.
MIT is smarter.
Yeah, no. She's so basically what it is that it is a contract. So in the event of divorce, because there are 613 commandments, so to speak. We call them mitzvot, things that we live our life by. And one of them is actually that if you are in a place, in a space that's just not working, you can get a divorce. It's one of the 613. So the ketubah is that contract as to what is owed, mostly the women,
To the
right?
woman.
The woman, in the case of a divorce. It's to protect
It's to
her.
protect the woman.
To protect the
Actually,
woman,
believe it or
yeah.
not, yeah.
It's amazing.
Except that it's in Hebrew, so you gotta have someone to translate
Well,
it.
It's actually in Aramaic, which makes it even more difficult because doesn't mean that anyone can read Aramaic. So I do some with English and Hebrew, but
it's beautiful.
Now think about it. Do you want that on your wall? Well, I hope you do. If I made it,
it's magnificent. Patty, you have a big Katuba?
I do. Mine
awesome.
is not all that decorative,
We can
but
fix that.
it was very special, and someone important to me hand calligraphied, and yes, we do have that.
I'm going to have Lauren redo mine.
It's one of
So
my.
like, so hold on. So like, everybody
doesn't.
has one of these.
Yes.
Do you have one?
Jewish marriage, yes.
You have one too? You do?
A lot of them are in a drawer.
In a drawer.
Because of what it stands for. Some people, they don't necessarily want to post it. But I think if they, when you
What
make
does it say? If I get divorced, this is what I get?
It's kind of like if you get
Camels,
divorced.
goats,
This is who's going to watch your children, right? And you're like you've had the godparents.
But this is like a traditional piece, no? So if I hang it, it's tradition.
Oh, no, it's real.
It's real.
Very real. I gotta say, it's more real than you think.
Yeah.
Really?
This is
Yes.
law.
Law.
You want to go into that?
No.
Okay,
But
never
this
mind.
is law.
So let me get this right.
Did I say that right, Lauren?
The
This
woman,
is
the
law.
woman gets this at the wedding. Who gives it to you?
It's signed. You
signed
signed
by
at the
both
wedding
the
by both sides.
Well, who gives it?
The groom gives it, and there are two official witnesses. It's quite a
The
document.
groom gives it to his wife.
Yes.
Well, this sounds like a jip, but okay.
Like a what?
It's just a promise.
For who? For who? It's
I
for
promise
us.
to give you 7 goats and 3 camels. Here, you can have it.
Exactly.
That's
and
what
the
you.
children and half of alimony and child support. No,
And half a kid and
Say
all that.
Diamonds and gold.
Look,
You hear this?
Burning
Oh, yeah.
The burning bush, your house.
You hear what you get when you get married? They give you like burning
the
bush.
ketubah. You're not married, a ketubah.
It's a contract
You know
that
what that
protects
is?
the woman.
Or you want to learn about this? It protects like an insurance policy
Okay,
from
so
John
look,
Hancock.
this is amazing because it brings it all back to what we were talking about: women having a voice.
Yes.
This ensures that we have a voice, and this is something that people really don't know. So I'm going to go out on a limb, and you better back me.
I didn't know I had to do research.
Okay, but just
the Dewey Decimal System.
No. You just have to say yes. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, so this is how she's backing me. Okay.
Yes, and you're right. You're right.
We as women are fundamentally more emotionally put together. We got it going on.
I'll give you that.
Okay? We're more aware. Yes, are you backing me?
Okay.
I give you that. Now she's beginning to mix the stir here.
I'm
Now we're
wondering if
more
my
aware.
husband's listening. Am I more aware? No. He's
you're not.
way more aware.
Okay.
More aware of what?
Does that mean my invitation for a Shabbos meal is like thrown in
I
the
told
toilet?
you. I told you after
She's
today.
going to give you a bazooka.
I
No, what
invited
is
her
it?
for
What's it
lunch and I
called?
won't
What's
say.
Ketubah.
That the Kutsu bazooka.
Ketubah.
All right, so more aware of what?
Women are very honored. They're put on a pedestal for this incredible ability, for the incredible people that we are, in terms of being able to honor and nurture and see the total picture, and to be, and we're adaptable, and we are actually honored for this. We're not put down. I don't know where somehow it's become very convoluted in the literature that women are less than, but actually in our religion we are more than.
And shaking her head, yes.
So that I agree. Yeah.
Tell me why, Patty.
No, I mean, that's what I learned in all of my classes and education, because I came to the religion later in life. And it is definitely in the Jewish faith, the women are more honored and revered overall.
When you work with women, president of Fem City, talk about working with women all the time.
Yeah.
Empowering women, finding their voice. This is everything that Fem City represents.
It is. And in that spirit of positivity and gratitude. So not being, like steamrolling anyone or backstabbing or going behind people or things like that. It's, there's enough for all of us. And as women, it's our right and our ability to, be the best that we can be.
We have an innate knowing and wisdom that guides us. We're more in tune with the universal wisdoms. And it's something that, again, over the years, what drives me crazy is over the years we get squashed, we get put down. But now it's not like that anymore. And those of us who have daughters, I don't have daughters, but I raise my sons to know that a woman is a goddess. She is everything. She is your, what we call parnasah. She's the vessel, she's the kli, okay? The vessel means is that this woman The man goes out, the woman goes out, they go out, they make money, they bring it back into the home. She's the one that converts it and manifests it into the well-being for all members in the family. She's the one that guides. She's the one that uplifts. She's the one that nourishes. The wisdom, the innate knowing and wisdom is priceless. So it's very much a symbiotic relationship. It's not about one being more than the other, but when there is an imbalance and the woman does not see herself in that role, then she cannot be like a Lauren and a president of Fem City and a president of, what do you call yourself? The EMP, the Brooklyn Cafe Show. We need to walk into that power, have a voice, and for those women who don't have a man or a partner at home, seeing that in that light, seeing them in that light, we have to start seeing ourselves in that light.
Sure.
Because this is universal truth.
And I think one thing that's really important in both, personal relationships and business relationships, things aren't really 50-50. They are 100%, 100%. Both members of a relationship, a business partnership, an organization, you all have to be willing to put in 100%, not just expecting somebody else to do half and you'll just do half. And when everybody looks at it that way, then it's all good.
It works.
So what do you do in a relationship? Somebody's got to make a decision. And what do you do when you're a spouse and you have opposite ends of the spectrum? You believe north, I believe south. Somebody's going to have to make a decision.
Well, my husband makes all the very important decisions, so.
Okay, but hold on.
Been any.
But hold on. Yeah, but just the definition.
Did I mention that Lauren was a comedian?
But just the definition. Now, you see, you could take that one of two ways. He's never going to make a decision.
Right.
So, and then it goes your way. Then,
right.
But then it isn't. Then it is 100-0. Because if one person is making the decision, the other one isn't.
I think they mean everyone has to give their all.
Right.
You have to give it your all.
So
but at the end
100% meaning you give yourself 100% to our cause
Of
here.
your effort.
I give 100% of my effort. It's not 100-0. Everyone gives their maximum effort forward.
I think
Or you
Eric,
go-
her
you go
husband,
half.
is 100% happy when Lauren 100% of the time makes the decision.
But I don't actually, and what's true is I see the 100% as the 100% of the things that you're stronger at. The things that my husband is much stronger at in making decisions, and most of the time, we talk it over, but I'm like, oh, you're good, that's a good decision. And there's just other things that I'm more passionate about or more in depth about, and those are, mine. But it doesn't mean you make them without the discussion. And I don't think the 100% is all the time. It's a give and take 100%.
And it's not one person makes all the decisions all the time.
Yeah.
It's, again, that 100% of effort, that 100% of listening and caring and, the discussions of, okay, what are we going to do?
Right.
So,
There's a vision. There's a way in which we move through life. It's a vision. It's the way we see things. People call it the golden rule. Love thy neighbor as you love thyself. Whatever it is, when you come to an alignment, to a vision, when two people are on the same path with a vision, it will manifest differently. But when two people are, I'm in this because I'm all about healing the world. I'm in this because I'm all about making a difference in kids' lives. I'm in this because I'm all about giving women a voice. When people are aligned with a vision, the manifestation is where the difference is. And this is where humanity has to get on board and know that being in alignment is more important than how you do it or how it gets done.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break. Let's sink that in. You got that? Being in alignment. 888-994-4995. Wow. A lot of women empowerment here today, I can tell you.
I'm not saying nothing.
You just got to walk the walk, Stay tuned. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Thank our sponsors, and we will be right back.
Hi, my name is Leslie Carmen, and I'm the founder from Carmen Care Laser here in Boca Raton. We've done so many treatments. We've treated people with severe back pain, knee pain. If your pain has been there for so many years, often we just have a tendency to just believe that we're not going to get better.
I had a bad injury with my knee, my left knee. And it is amazing after just 3 treatments. And even after the first treatment, I could tell a huge difference.
We'd love to invite you to come see us and be a part of that. Thank you.
Dr. Lee of Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic with the PhD in neuroscience. Her practice in acupuncture helps hormone balancing, total relaxation, diabetes, and inflammation. For additional questions or to schedule a free consultation, call Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic at 617-817-1910. Acupuncture and Chinese herbs are very effective in treating many ailments and diseases and have been used for thousands of years in China. Call today for your free consultation at 617-817-1910.
If you have a business you want to share, ideas you want to be heard, and events you want to be known, then amp them up on Amp It Up, our new online radio station. We want your voice to be heard, so spread the word on Amp It Up. Contact us at 866-224-5422 for more information. Let's amp it up.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Maybe, Lauren, you can come up with an idea.
A wearable bell?
Well, she loves her wands, as you can see. This is Dawn's trademark.
wands, yes.
But the bells, we would like to make a little more in line
My
with
sister
this.
does the blinging. We could bling a bell.
I could bling a bell.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Bling a bell.
So when you go to Healing Moments today and
Yes.
you see Tracy,
Yes.
Tracy has, I think it's called a sphere. A sapphire, she calls it. These beautiful bells. So maybe I need to buy one of Tracy's sapphires at Healing Moments. She was on yesterday. So if you could
With
ask her
the-
about the sapphire.
For the bowls or
The singing,
The
you know, I
singing
never
bowls,
realized those singing bowls
Mm-hmm.
actually have a frequency that resonate with different
Yes.
chakras,
That's why they have the different
I never knew
ones.
that.
Yes.
which is pretty amazing. So, but I know you need to go. So before you go,
Yes.
just give us a quick, what's going on at Fem City?
We've got some exciting things. We do have our February Connection Luncheon. We are going to be at Abe and Louie's. We're very excited about that. It's February 28th, which is the last Friday of the month from 12 to 2. We do still have some spaces. So you can register at femcity.com, or we also have the Facebook event at FemCity Boca del Rey. And then right after that, we have a partner event on March 1st with Swank Specialty Produce, the Swank Farm Dinners. I'm not sure if you are familiar with them. They're up in Loxahatchee. It is a fantastic working farm. They provide a lot of the specialty produce in some of the better restaurants in the area. And truly, truly amazing place. And they have an open air barn. And they do Sunday dinners and some brunches. And it's truly amazing. And this March 1st is She Feasts in honor of International Women's Day. They're featuring all local women chefs, a female mixologist, brewer, and there's going to be a fabulous menu. And so we've partnered with them. We have a special discount for the tickets. People can use code FEM, capital FEM, City, lowercase CITY, at checkout and get a 10% discount on the tickets. But we're really excited to kind of recognize
How many tickets you got
International
left?
Women's Day.
One
that,
for you.
That event will sell out.
I know, every time you
just
come
like
here, it's
ours.
sold out.
So, that definitely, if people are interested in doing that, they truly are amazing events, and we're excited to be part of the She Feast. So those
She
are
Feast.
She Feast.
And the good thing is I'm not cooking, so. I burnt a frozen pizza the other night, just saying.
Oh, I burnt myself. I have a whole.
Yeah, but you cook. I was a frozen
Yeah,
pizza
right,
that I
right.
left in the oven too long. I mean, who does that?
I burn toast.
It was a cauliflower crusty. I burnt that.
No, that heats up fast.
a lot
I
of
burn toast.
Even me is
A
laughing.
lot of
'cause
work
she-
and not worth it.
right?
Yeah.
Hence my soup. So that's all I can tell you.
As long as you don't burn tequila, we're good.
No, we're good with that.
Well, they will do all the cooking for you, and Abe and Louie's for our Fem City luncheon. You know that's
Wow.
going to be phenomenal. So, yes.
Very
Looking
nice.
forward to seeing you. But I will wish you all a very happy weekend.
Thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day,
Bye.
Patty.
Happy Valentine's Day. Love to all.
And Patty's off on her way over to Healing Moments and for all of Tracy's amazing services, and she does everything. Oh, actually, Teddy, I think we're going to do a mini at Tracy's. I'm going to talk to her about Friday. You can text HEALING to 55312 and more information on Healing Moments. I love how we get to network people. No? Are you tired?
I'm just listening.
How many people have been in here today?
About 2,420.
That's all I could say. And then it gets a little quiet. You could go, ah.
Okay, so now we could get like really intimate
Really, because
now.
she was so noisy. That
Right.
now,
Oh no! Before we had a networking event in
Okay.
there right before you got here, so
Okay.
it was, and it's a great event, the Master Network event. So if you're ever around
gonna
on
go in.
Wednesdays, Jen G always does her Boca event here at 11:30 for Master Networks, and it's a great group. It's a great group for you as well, actually, Anne.
Actually speaking.
Actually speaking with Anne, and we would like to do a seminar with Anne in the theater.
Now, the next one at 10:30, they're having a wine tasting
Fantastic.
for
I'm in.
masters. No, that's the first time they did that, but it has to be held before the event. So from 10:30, 11:30 is going to be a wine tasting.
It's like a brunch winey event.
No whining.
I was just
No
going to say,
whining.
we have
No
a lot of
whining.
Wine.
No
We
whining.
have a lot of the
Whining.
whiny without brunch, just whining.
No whining.
It's just drinking with a
So
garbage
that'll be
can and
next
sun.
Wednesday. Yes, that'll be with Wines for Humanity, and I think it's Dana Sitaris will be here with us doing Wines for Humanity brunch style before the event.
That's right.
I know. How do I know that?
How do you know?
Ever notice he always says that's just right. That's right. He never argues with me. It's really nice.
Are you kidding me? That's the way I heard.
Because he's
100%. Now he's scared.
knows.
Now
That's
he's
right.
scared. I don't blame him.
I give 100%. He goes, that's right.
You know, I'm not scared. I calculate. Argue. What are you going to argue for? My father used to say that two ways. You can tell people you run your house, or you can tell them the truth, you run under your house. So, you know what? It doesn't, nobody wins.
Right.
I lose, she's going to lose. She wins,
No,
I
but
win.
you win because you have a woman here, a partner,
Absolutely.
who is so capable at what she does.
She's better at it than I am.
So, but it's a very wise man and a humble man who can recognize that and acknowledge that. So, kudos to you.
You know, I've been told that I am a good judge of character.
Kudos to you.
That's what I do. I am a better coach than I am a player. Is that what
Not true. But Ann, I
It
love
is
that you
true.
brought Lauren on and your jewelry. I saw that you're doing a jewelry workshop as well.
Yes, I'm teaching, I think the 27th. Yep, at Boca Raton Synagogue. I teach a lot of workshops, paper cutting a lot because I can handle over 100 people at a time doing paper cutting, jewelry a little
Yes,
less
she can.
so. Yeah, I
Wow.
can, and I like to take the microphone and do a little comedy and do a little art at the same time. But they've been asking for a jewelry workshop, and I think I'm doing 60 women, so I picked a little simpler project, but it's going to be a
60 women is a little project?
it's simpler, but again,
And then she screams at me, "Run to my house and get more knives."
get more. We ran out of knives because it's a Jewish organization, so 30 sign up and 80 come. Like, so I brought 70
you were gonna say that
knives.
we
I
needed
was
more
short
knives.
short 10 knives.
Give me more knives.
I love your math.
It's a Jewish
37.
organization, so I need more
Yeah.
knives.
We
You know,
gotta
that
hang
could
out
go
with her.
so
So
many
here they're
levels.
like limited, must sign up. So I have 60.
Knives.
Yeah, no, these are jewelry enough for 60 people. So,
So
I'll
what
have
do you
enough for
do?
120.
But
so
what do
just
you
come.
what do you do at a jewelry workshop? What do you do?
So we are actually going to make a tree of life pendant. Using beading, wiring, no hammering this time. I don't have 60 hammers. So we're going to actually create something that will be beautiful and that they will be able to wear. And I sort of need to practice. So I told my students yesterday, next week we're going to make this necklace. So anywhere you fall apart, I'm just going to assume your mother is going to fall apart 10 minutes before that. Because in the paper cutting, I hear, ow. I'm like, so I had 2 people cut themselves with the knife with the hand that was holding the knife. Like if you, whatever, it
Like I
shouldn't
can see
happen.
going
But it's
this.
how do you cut yourself with the knife, with the hand that's holding the knife? I don't know. So we're going to practice this, and everywhere a problem's going to come up, I'm going to assume their mother is going to suffer greatly.
So if your students are bleeding,
Yeah.
the mothers will
Well,
bleed
right.
10 minutes prior.
Exactly.
to the
So with
project.
jewelry making, there shouldn't be bleeding. If we have bleeding, somebody's doing something very wrong or angry at the person next to them.
This is
I
some
can't control
seminar.
that.
She's a comedian too. Have you noticed?
I
know
know.
her. She's
I can't
hysterical. We
control that.
drink and we laugh, and maybe
That's
that's
what
why
I was
they
going to
cut
ask. Is
themselves.
there
The paper cutting,
why
they
they cut
go
themselves.
wine and art. I have never done a paper cutting workshop where you let people drink and then hand them a box cutter. I made them sign a release
You see
form.
them.
You see them laughing? This is what goes on.
You see them dipping the paper in the wine.
Oh, if I told you how many cups of coffee I've had with black acrylic paint, I'm painting, my coffee's here, I dip, and I'm torn because it was a really good cup of coffee. How much paint actually went in it? I might drink it.
She brings her own cup with
She
her as
should have
well.
a
I brought my
sta-
cup for personal support. There's no coffee in it, just a lipstick. But
You're drinking lipstick.
It's
no,
a
I just
support
feel like
cup.
I have my cup, my emotional support cup, because they didn't accept my dog. So I bring this on the plane, and I get in an extra seat.
I would love for you to do a seminar here. Invite 30, so 60 show up. That's her math.
Wait, are
and
they
just do,
Jewish?
and just
60
do
will
it.
show
Just
up.
do a stand up.
I do.
She's hysterical.
That's what I would do. Just a stand up
So,
about life.
I just got my first stand-up only gig, and I'm sort of like torn because I usually do it with my art. So if they don't think I'm funny, I show my art. If they don't like my art, I try to be funny. And I'm sort of really torn. And this is what I get from my kids. You know, Mom, you're not really a comedian. I'm like, it says comedian, and people came. That makes a comedian.
And if they showed up.
They're like, no, you're funny. But now I'm officially a comedian.
And where is it?
So now it got canceled, so thanks for pointing that out. So this one got canceled because it's supposed to be in Highlands, North Carolina for a synagogue weekend. It's called Weekend at the Catskills, and I'm Miss Maisel. But they had to put it off till next year, so.
So we can do it here.
I can do it here, yeah.
We will fill the bubble.
I'd love that show.
Lauren Maisel.
And I have to keep it clean. No F words like
Yeah.
focus. We don't say focus in our house.
Well, here you can
Very
focus
bad
all you
word.
want.
I can say focus.
Absolutely. I focus you.
Mom, Abba said the F word. He told me to focus. We don't do that.
What's your next? You're going away next week. You have a show.
I have a show in Chicago. It's not comedy, but I'll be funny, I hope. I'm showing my Judaic art at one of the largest Judaic art jury shows in the country at the Moriah Synagogue in Chicago.
Amazing.
Amazing. There are very few art shows. I observe Shabbat, so I have to do Judaic shows. So I find myself in February and March in Denver, Chicago, and New York, because God forbid in Florida in February, they would have a show where most of the Jews live anyway. So for anyone who would like to start a Judaic show in Florida,
why don't
that's
you start
sort of
one?
a good, yeah, in my spare time, I was thinking
in
that.
your spare
yeah.
time.
Anne.
Yeah, Anne.
And in my spare time, excuse me?
Your network, your tremendous network, just have it at the synagogue.
Yeah, we could do that.
You can only do this at a synagogue? You can't do it here?
No, you can do it anywhere. I
Okay.
just can't sell on Saturday. So if I can't do the Boca Raton Art Show because it's
Right.
open on Saturdays,
Can you-
I looked at the loopholes, which you'll totally appreciate. If a non-Jew sells it, if you don't drive there but you walk there, you can't take the money, you can't.
Well, I like all those aspects. I don't have to pay you. You can walk here.
Freddie will take the money
I'll
for
take
you.
the money for. I
Bring
even
your
spend it for you if you tell me.
Bring your bazooka.
I bring my bazooka. You tell me. You point out what you want, and I'll buy it. It's very simple.
And how do you like it? But I do want to put a seminar here for Anne as well, actually, speaking with Anne.
Oh my God, I'm just laughing my cheeks. Lauren, you do that to me. You know that, right? I know. I just love it.
Actually, we have about 5 minutes left to talk about the universal truths of the energy of the week.
Yeah,
which
what is
all
the energy
fine.
of the week? What were we deciding?
Oh my God, this is great.
Comedy art.
It's actually getting the 10 Commandments is what I've read.
Yes.
Oh, this is hilarious.
This is one of the most powerful weeks energetically.
Yitro? What is it?
Yitro,
Yitro.
it's the receiving of the 10 Commandments. It's receiving the quintessential guidebook on how to live a life with morals, ethics, values, fulfillment, peace. Laughter. It's an amazing, and you know, for me, what it really means is that you see Lauren, like you say, she's comfortable in her space, etc. She's at peace. I feel at peace. Why? Because I know that I have a moral code that I follow, that when in need, in times of trouble, I get answers. There's such a sense of peace. There's such a sense of understanding.
How do we say it so it doesn't sound like now she's at peace?
Oh, that type of peace.
Yeah, not that kind of
Oh,
peace.
not
I'm
that
at
type of
peace,
peace.
but not
February
that kind
25th.
of peace. Oh, thank
You'll
God
be
she's
at
finally
peace.
at peace. Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Nothing good.
Well, but so what
In a-
else can we
in
say?
a peace,
Not peace.
I don't know. I have to think about it now.
I think you could be
do the
peaceful.
do the six of you have this conversation all the time?
All the time.
All the time, right?
I agree with
Peaceful.
myself and me and all my friends.
Do you
all
ever
the time.
argue with yourself?
All the time. I
All the
talk to
time.
myself. My kids all talk to themselves too. I think they say it's a sign of intelligence or psychotic behavior.
In my house, they say you're from another planet, but
My
anyway.
mother
I
used
know
to
that
say
too.
that.
But
You know what my mother used to say? If you had a friend, it'd be lonely. Because I was always in my own world.
If you had a friend.
Are you a star child? Is what they call it?
What's a star child?
What's a star child?
We'll talk about that off the air.
Wow.
That's scary.
I know.
I am.
They don't know that.
I
I'm
have
a
no
little
idea.
shocked.
I want to learn.
The spiritual side of that,
Mm-hmm.
of not being from this planet. Yeah, when they told me that I was 12, probably not good timing on telling
They
me that.
told
but-
you that, and they told my son Freddie that too.
But you know what?
That
It's an amazing.
I
It's a
can't wait
son.
But
to
it's
hear what it
actually
is.
true.
It is.
They just missed
Right.
the mark on telling me when you're 11 years old,
I
you
know.
tell someone they're not from this planet, and these really are only your Earth parents, and they just brought you into this Earth world,
that's
this space.
Do we
now,
go?
now it makes sense. At
But-
the time, I was a little scared.
But think about it. Are you the same in your house? You must stand out differently.
I'm so different than everybody.
So does it
in
make
my
any
house.
sense you're there?
What's the show A Good Place? Do you watch A Good Place?
Yes.
Are we in the
Yes.
good place or not? Are we pretending to be in the good place?
I watch that show.
I don't know what place I'm in, but some
What
place.
It's a place. Wherever you are is where you need to be,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
That's it.
Unless you're late. I'm always late.
Because you're Jewish.
Yeah, unless you're
You weren't
Jewish.
late. You weren't late today. You were right on time. You were
That's
outside
because you
waiting
picked
for me.
up. If I had to drive.
It's like
forget.
putting a Puerto Rican and a Jewish person in the same meeting, and we're always late. And then you add a Colombian to it, and somehow who even knows when we're showing up? And good thing Slick is here because he and Mia, you guys are always on time.
Yeah, but
10
not for a
o'clock.
buffet. I'm on time for a buffet. That's why they do buffets at weddings, Jewish weddings first.
You are so
If they
missing
do
Maisel,
buffet
she's
after,
hilarious.
nobody would be there. But everyone's like, not missing the schmorg. That's the energy of the week.
And there's the energy of the week.
I'm going to go to that She Fest. I'm thinking She Fest. It's at my house every day. There's a She Fest. He Fest, We Fest. We're all
Even the
festive.
10 Commandments and the Smorgasbord. Can you imagine? We'd all be there online if there were food.
Always. Yeah, that's how you start. If you want somebody there on time, tell them schmorg. Close
Now,
the
you know,
door.
I can never get away with any of this, right? I can't say any. I just have to
You'd
sit
be a
here.
sexist and a chauvinist.
That's
So we
right.
can
I'll be
tell-
everything. I'll be anti-everything. I'll be so ousted. Wow.
Thank you for having me. I don't even know what I did.
Boom, mic dropping. She's great.
I told her it was going to be organic.
Yeah.
I kept saying to her,
Organic,
it's
which is a word
organic.
you're not allowed to use in architecture school at MIT. They will step on your organic project. But the world has now become organic.
Totally different space now. How many kids do you have?
I have 4 plus a daughter-in-law. So
And how old are they?
One turned 27 yesterday. My daughter-in-law will be 27 in 2 weeks. One is 24. One had just turned 22 last week, and one is 16. And 2 schnoodle pups. And a husband.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
And when she got the puppies, I actually went by to visit
She
them.
did. First day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Had to see the babies.
And they have, so for more information on this fun that we had, you can find Ann at good to better
topic always isn't so much fun.
at gmail.com.
And I want you to know we have not touched an ounce of liquor.
I was just gonna
No
say.
one has
and I
drank
didn't take my
today.
meds today.
This is water. She's off her meds, and I'm losing my mind. Just to let you know.
You can say
Wait,
hold
can I
on.
say my website?
Please.
So www.Lauren, spelled wrong, thank you, Mom, Loren.
That's Lauren? That's Puerto Rican Lauren.
I know. LaurenStein.com, and you will get a Viagra site. There's something wrong at my website. That the Viagra's not mine, but the Judaica and jewelry is.
You have Viagra.
If you
on
Google
your-
me now, Viagra comes up. And by the way, in the Jewish world, when they're looking for a beautiful wedding piece and Viagra comes up,
Yeah.
I'm sort of not sure I want to change it because it makes for a good comedy.
It might, if you just put a link on that site, it would take you right to the ketubah, which is the divorce contract.
Right,
And then
with-
it's all a
and
win-win.
if you took your Viagra, you might not need that divorce contract.
There you have.
I'm lost today.
How you
Really,
like that,
I'm
Freddie?
just organically going with the flow.
So slick.
Bazooka, Viagra, and Ketubah.
And if you back,
and
the Ten Commandments.
Femfest.
And Femfest.
By the way,
She-Fest.
I think this is my husband and 2 sons, Devar Parshas, is
Is
Yitro.
Yitro?
Yeah.
The She-Fest.
and then you got Awakening Kaya, and it was just, wow, what a show.
This
I
is
can
this
tell you.
this day has gone from
Awakening
one
Kaya.
end to the other.
I think we're the back end.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much,
Thank
Lauren.
you.
It was a pleasure to meet you. And as always, you can find Ann at good2better2020 at gmail.com for more of this fun. She's more than happy.
You can find me on the floor very soon.
Thank you, Gracie. Right? Good night, Gracie. She's more than happy to bring this to your corporate space as well. And Freddie, I don't even know what to tell you.
Speechless. I like to say it's speechless.
Next time I want to sit next to Freddie.
I've done this for over 20 years. I've done radio, and I've never done a show like
I've
this.
never seen you speechless.
I am completely, because I can't say
I didn't
nothing.
even know we talked about anything.
I can't say, what the hell did we talk about?
And for more tickets on Waking Kaya, you can go to wakingkaya.com or going to Eventbrite because at FAU it is
She
an
remembers
absolutely spectacular
everything. I don't know how
play
she
that
does
is coming
it.
out March 7th and 8th. Teddy, I don't know if you want to go, but I gotta go. I gotta go. Mia, you
You
in?
bought your ticket? I'm going.
And if you want to know more about it, rewind, #watch the first hour, the 12 o'clock hour.
The director walked in here. What happened? She left a glass of water?
Her backpack.
And really, really just an amazing piece about 2 sisters in Sierra Leone and what they went through and the pain that everyone goes through, not only women, and using that pain and finding your voice and sharing that platform. So we're going to be doing excerpts here in the theater. We're going to maybe do a stand-up piece with Lauren.
Oh, no,
on
we're doing a
different
stand-up
day.
piece.
And then with Ann, we'll do a seminar. So
we
a
have
lot going
alcohol?
on.
We'll do a stand-up piece.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll have wine and stuff.
I can't follow her because that's like a tough act.
No,
to
we'll
follow.
do 2 separate things.
I can't.
You
Two
can.
separate
No, I
events.
can't. Together.
You have better hair.
And there you go. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place in our Boca Raton studio.
We'll do a book signing.
I'm on the floor.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.